Hello again, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. And State Farm's starting lineups. These are the 10 players starting the game. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, when he gets on a roll, it's pretty much over. He can get into that zone where he's knocking down perimeter shots, using that speed and the size and the footwork to get anywhere he wants on the court. And when he gets to his spot, if he's knocking his shot down, forget it.
You know, and some guys may get on a roll and then lose focus, but that's not the case with Kobe. I mean, he may miss a few. You might try to call a timeout, but his aggressive mindset is always such that he's going to keep coming at you. And that's how a guy like him can end up with 81 points in a game.
So for the Lakers, their last game a win against the Hawks. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
They took advantage of an opposing defense that looked completely out of sorts in that game, guys.
Yeah, they didn't come up against much resistance at all. I mean, they had success with pretty much whatever they tried.
And I thought the Hornets made some quiet moves last year that really helped in their rebuilding process. They were able to strengthen their guard rotation with the additions of Grievous Vasquez and Xavier Henry. You know, it's easy to take him for granted because we're so used to seeing him make those kinds of plays.
Rivers dishes to Anderson. Up and in on the layup. Anderson's got his first bucket of the night. Nash with it. 9 points last game out. Going back to the Hornets, when you rebuild, there isn't really one guy, Clark, to bring in to do it. You sort of have to kind of gather talent and let it grow. That seems to be the approach down in New Orleans.
Yeah, and that's a good approach, I think. Credit the Hornets for doing that last year. They gave guys that hadn't had much opportunity pretty heavy minutes, and in doing so, may have discovered some diamonds in the rough.
And Anderson gets it to go.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
The Hornets shooting their first free throw of the night.
They're a very average shooting team in terms of the free throw line, about 76% a year ago.
Kobe attacking. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. And it's 7 points for Kobe Bryant.
Boy, what an amazing career Kobe Bryant has had. Last year, he was a close second place in the league in scoring average, passing Shaquille O'Neal to become 5th all-time on the NBA scoring list. And at 34 years of age, Kobe's got a chance to climb that leaderboard even further before it's all said and done.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
Here's Nash. Dishes to Gasol. Rises up and throws it down.
Tell you what, he's not going to win any high jump competition, so it's a good thing he doesn't have to go too far to get to the rim.
I'm not sure he could, or any of us could slip a piece of paper under him when he takes off.
Well, it doesn't matter much, Kevin, because he's such a big man. I mean, if he gets positioned, forget about it. 2 shots. Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
Well, going back to Kobe, as he's gotten older, you see him working much more in the post and coming off screens. He's still, Clark, putting up great numbers. Finished second in scoring, in fact, last year. But he's still doing it a little bit differently than he did when he was a younger man.
Well, Kevin, he said he's not going to hang around past his prime, but he's doing everything he can to make adjustments to extend his prime. They really look sharp here. Razor sharp. Extremely focused.
Got a piece of it. Passes it to Rivers. There's the dish to Anderson. Outside Gordon. He kicks to Anderson. Clock at 6. And it's Gordon penetrating. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business, for sure. You're right.
Such an imposing finisher around the rim. Intimidating to the defense, really.
Here's Nash. The Hornets making the shot. Throws up the alley-oop. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Well, that certainly sent a ripple through the crowd.
Yeah, no, alley-oop always does that. One of the most beautiful plays you'll see in all of basketball.
Yeah,
it's impossible not to be impressed.
Yep, very exciting play to see that.
Especially when it ends with that big slam like that one.
Good.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Nash. Gasol over Aminu. Out to Nash. Back to Howard. He dishes it to Nash. Second shot opportunity. Jump shot is good.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. Earlier I spoke with Mike Brown. One player who's really on his mind in this matchup is Eric Gordon. He said of Gordon, he can shoot with deep range and has the strength and explosiveness to go by you if you overcommit and finish or get himself to the line. So he's just an underrated scorer in this league, and it's going to take a total team effort to slow him down. Kevin, we'll see how they do.
Thanks again, Doris. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Well, let's take a look at where New Orleans ended up rank-wise in the league last year, Kevin. 13th in field goal percentage, 15th in free throw percentage. As for the assist numbers, not as strong for them. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of much better in that area.
Hakeem Warwick, he's checked in for Jason Smith. Darius Morris is checked in for the Lakers.
You know, with the Lakers, it's all about winning titles. Anything else is considered a disappointment. And they were tested early, though.
Feeds it to Barnes. Lakers passing it around. Here's Meeks. Can't get it to go. The Hornets have gotten off to a tremendous start. 7 of 7 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, every guy on the team could have done more in that game. I believe that. But instead, there was a lot of standing around and bad ball movement.
That's exactly right, Steve. I mean, there was plenty of blame to go around. For the coaching staff, too, they've got to be included. They need to do something to shake things up, but just stood pat. So everybody shares in the blame on this one.
And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Roger Mason. The Lakers also making some changes. Devin Ebanks, he's checked in for Barnes. Kobe comes in for Meeks. And it's Nash in for Darius Morris. And the basket by Kobe. Go back to that matchup for the Lakers against Denver. Kobe's illness. He had the stomach flu. Artest out with the suspension. Meta World Peace. You know, had gotten the late regular season suspension with the elbow to the side of the head of James Harden. Steve, they were certainly facing their struggles.
Yeah, and then those struggles caught up to them in the next round, Kevin, when they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the younger, more talented team winning in that one. So for the Lakers, you know, moving forward, they've got a lot of talent, but it's aging talent. And sooner or later, they're going to have to get younger on that roster. Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
Takes the 13-footer. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Nash has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Here is Vasquez, defended by Nash. And the basket by Gordon.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
And the Lakers with possession here after Eric Gordon hit the 3. And it's blocked by Lopez. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Henry passes to Warwick. Gets it to go.
And a great start offensively.
Yeah, they've come out strong. I mean, really scoring and playing with confidence.
Nash kicks to Hill. Lopez. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Henry with it. Overruled piece. There's the block. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Hornets lead by 8. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Tune in next Sunday. Dirk.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. In the backcourt, Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant. Howard is out there with Anton Jamison, and it's Barnes in at the 3. Lakers trail by 10.
Well, what a fit for Anthony Davis and the Hornets, a young team that really is building from the ground up. And Davis, I think, is a cornerstone, a future star. He can be the backbone of your defense. He's a shot blocker, but offensively, he's got a lot of skills, probably more than he actually showed at Kentucky.
Here's Blake. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Dwight Howard on top.
I know he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that list when all was said and done. I mean, just a man among boys out there.
And back to Davis. You know, he has all the skills you look for in a franchise big, that's for sure. It really does seem to be the perfect fit for Davis down in the Bayou.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Ryan Anderson, who's checked in for Davis, and it's Rivers in for Vasquez.
You know, you look at the Hornets, and it's still a relatively new franchise. Originally in Charlotte, that's when that team started. They've only been in the league since 1988, Kevin, and they've had a lot of success in a relatively brief tenure. Sweet finish there, showing you some major strength and the ability to sky.
I rode that elevator right to the top floor.
Explosive hops. I'll tell you what, he can really catch you off guard.
Boy, that was right in his grill.
He dealt with pressure like it was nothing at all.
He had a lot of momentum behind him on his way up.
Lakers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Well, you take a look back to last year, guys. This is a club that converted about 76% of its free throws.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Robin Lopez is checked in for Jason Smith. Warwick comes in for Ryan Anderson. Xavier Henry, he's checked in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Gordon in for Roger Mason. Back to the Hornets since their formation, 1988, as you said, Clark. They've only missed out on the playoffs 12 times. That includes the first 4 years when they're just an expansion team trying to get their legs under them. Yep. So, Steve, not that bad a history.
No, not bad. And they're one of the better stories you can hope for if you're an expansion team. I mean, they really were amazing in Charlotte with their attendance, their appeal to that community. And now trying to build up a franchise in New Orleans with a young star in Anthony Davis.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Kobe Bryant is arguably the greatest Laker ever. Asked if he'd like to retire a Laker, he said, oh yeah, that would be special. It's rare to see that nowadays. Even if he had a better chance of winning a title elsewhere, he said, that ship sailed. If there was ever a time where I was going to move and go play someplace else, that time is dead. I'm not going to jump ship to go chase a 6th ring. I'm just not going to do that. It's either going to happen here or it's not going to happen. That gentleman should make Lakers fans very happy.
Hey, Doris, great to see that dedication. He knows that staying a Laker will only enhance his legacy. The Lakers with the ball, following the score by New Orleans.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
Here's Henry, and he converts the layup. And it's an 11-point Hornet lead.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
You think about Mike Brown and his arrival in L.A. He forged a relationship with Kobe right away. And I think that's important. You've got to be on the same page as your star player. He and Kobe would text each other after games well into the night, and that relationship was important in helping Mike Brown establish himself in L.A.
Vasquez, he's checked in for New Orleans. Here's Kobe. Good. Kobe's got 13.
Good work turning that into an easy 2-point. He can attack the rim as well as anybody.
And Kobe has been very complimentary of Mike Brown. His preparation, his attention to detail, Steve.
And in that regard, I think Kobe and Coach Brown are very similar. You talk about the preparation and the focus and the will to win. There's a bond between them, and it really grew last year. They have a good relationship. I think that will help Mike Brown as he continues to grow in this role as the coach of the Lakers.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Now, here is Morris. D right on him. There's the pass to Kobe. A fadeaway. The feed to Barnes. He feeds it to Kobe. Shoots over Henry. Here's Hill. It's blocked. Now here's Gordon. 7 points in the game. Henry. That's good. Henry's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there. Boy, that one is a shot he should make because the defender nowhere around him, he usually knocks that one down.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy 2, the for sure 2. No need to make it fancy and special.
Morris kicks to Hill. Barnes dishes to Kobe. And that one's good. Kobe's got 15.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Hill. Jamison comes in for Devin Ebens. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Darius Morris. Vasquez can't get it to go. Lakers trail by 10.
And, of course, the Lakers shipped off Lamar Odom before last season started and just got a late first-round pick from Dallas in return. Not exactly what you would expect in terms of a player of Lamar Odom's caliber. You'd think they could have done better with that deal.
Sinks the three-pointer. Vasquez has got 12.
They don't seem to have many answers for him in this game. He's doing a terrific job out there. Outstanding work.
Blake passes to Kobe. Knocked away. Blake kicks to Jamison. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Howard, that's good. The Lakers ended up being fine with how they played, but really, as you said, it seems like they missed out on getting more in return.
Yeah, the whole trade appeared to be sort of a panic move. I mean, they didn't play well early, but ultimately adjusted. And I think that trade definitely hurt them early last season.
Here's Blake, following the score by New Orleans. And Howard with the stuff.
Flawless alley-oop that time. That's some real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between two teammates.
My goodness, he's knocking down everything he looks at.
Kobe with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Blake kicks to Kobe. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And some changes here for the Lakers. Pau Gasol's checked in for Jamison. World Peace comes in for Matt Barnes. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. Here's Vasquez. Some solid defense from Gasol. Lakers trailed by 11. Kobe kicks to Howard. Howard down with both hands.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some strength there, guys.
Here is Vasquez. He's got 16. Launches it. And it's good. Vasquez has got 13 points in just this quarter.
Boy, he's been so cool out there. Composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Fader on the way. Here's Howard. Jams it straight down.
Rough and rugged down there in the low post.
That's his trademark. Hard rebounds, hard finishes, up high and down hard.
And he never stops working. That's what I really appreciate about him, guys.
And that concludes the first half. Hornets ahead. They're up by 10.
40.
From the
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's a lively Friday evening. It'll be the Magic out at Amway.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Here's Rivers.
Grievous Vasquez, the first Venezuelan player ever drafted into the NBA. Late first-round pick out of the University of Maryland.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Manning the backcourt, it's Rivers and Gordon. Ryan Anderson is at the 4, with Anthony Davis at the 5. And it's Aminu in at the 3 spot. Nash against Rivers. Kobe dishes to Howard. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots a 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. And Vasquez, a feisty combo guard. And Steve, we saw it in college. Great passion for the game.
Yeah, he loves to play, Kevin. He comes out with a ton of energy. And what I like about him is he's got great size for a point guard, almost 6'6", and a real playmaker, a guy who thinks pass before shot. Attacking the paint again and again.
You know, they're getting whatever they want. I mean, 8 straight points coming inside.
Here's Rivers. Shot is off. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, they rolled through this season series against this club last year, unbeaten on their way to the playoffs.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help them out if he was a bit more assertive.
Gordon. And yes, sir, that one drops. Gordon's got 9.
Well, some guys you just need to keep an eye on for the entire 48 minutes because of their ability to get hot. Eric Gordon is one of them. I mean, he can go 4 or 5 minutes without scoring, and then all of a sudden he'll come down and bam, knock down 4 or 5 straight shots.
And when he gets it going, there's really no stopping him either because he is that explosive a scorer. Inside, he can drive it and finish through contact on the perimeter. He's a lethal 3-point shooter. I love the way this young man brings his game night in and night out.
And Steve, while they were on their way to those playoffs, the opposite was the case on the other side. The one-sided nature of their games wasn't a surprise, was it, Clark?
Not at all, Kevin. They were 2 totally different teams in a number of ways. I mean, I'm interested to see if anything's changed this season.
I hope so, yeah. Timeout called the Lakers.
And, of course, the big story last year for New Orleans was the saga of the Chris Paul trade that wasn't to the Lakers and then the subsequent trade that was to the Clippers. And what a tough position for Monty Williams and his coaching staff to be in. But they handled it pretty well. I think as Eric Gordon gets healthy and more productive this year, the Hornets will improve.
Howard, the pass to Nash. Outside, Kobe. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. And that's now 19 points for Kobe Bryant.
Everything's going right now. 4 for 5 shooting, 80%. They've got their offense clicking.
Well, the nation was watching that entire trade situation with Chris Paul and him eventually going to the Clippers. But good players, I think, Clark, ended up in New Orleans. Players they can probably build around for the future.
Again, to follow up on what Steve said, the Hornets will be much better off with a healthy Eric Gordon. He's an outstanding young player, and last year will be a distant memory soon enough.
No one had more success at the foul line last season than this group of players. Steve Nash is 4th.
The pressure is always there when you're at the foul line. It's you in the basket. You're all alone. But the really good free throw shooters are the ones that can knock them down at a high rate. And this guy is on that list because he was able to block out the distraction and follow his routine.
Kicks it to Kobe. Makes the alley-oop pass. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Rivers. Nash with the block. Here's Anderson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Anderson's got 7 now in this quarter.
If you don't box him out more effectively than that, he's going to eat you up on the offensive board.
This is all no good. The Hornets leading by 14. From the baseline. And it's New Orleans scoring again. The Lakers have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. It's Nash with the drive. Good. 21 points for Kobe Bryant.
It's been a great day for him from the field, but his team still trailing. You know, when you think about the history of the Lakers, obviously some phenomenal talent, Jerry West, Magic Johnson. You know, you can talk about the big fella with the sky hook, but Kobe Bryant, I mean, you could make the argument that he is the greatest Laker of all time. Think about that.
Wow. Gasol. And it's blocked by Gordon. He passes to Aminu. Over Jamison. Again, the Hornets score.
He's getting better offensively as the game goes along, making good choices and getting high percentage shots.
And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
Outside for Gasol. Lets it go with a three. Gasol missing again. Big thought there, Steve, on Kobe Bryant. I tend to agree. Potentially the greatest Laker of all time. Clark, what do you see him?
Well, I'd have to put him right there at the top of the heap. I mean, they've had such a storied history of great players. But Kobe would be, in my mind, at the top of the list.
Lakers trailed by 18. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
To the inside. Howard with the steal. From deep. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Anderson. Mason comes in for Eric Gordon. And it's Vasquez in for Rivers. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Gasol. World Peace comes in for Antoine Jamison. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kobe. And Darius Morris subs in for Steve Nash. It's Meeks outside. Good.
Sometimes, Kevin, you can just look at a guy's release and immediately recognize that he's a born shooter. And that's the case with Meeks. Beautiful form. Just has a natural way of getting that ball to go through the hoop.
Ever since his college days at Kentucky, he's one of the best shooters on the planet, and that hasn't changed. You just can't leave him alone anyplace. Morris. Here's Howard. And the shot is good. Howard's got 6 here in this quarter.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And the Hornets lead by 16.
Hey, he could have read a book cover to cover with all the time he was given on that three. My goodness, come on, play some D.
Could have read a book, could have played a video game, could have mowed the lawn. I mean, come on, defense, play.
Here's Davis. Howard down the dunk.
Boy, I like the aggressiveness here, guys. Just powering it down that time.
And descended gradually as he lingered on the rim.
Yeah, you got to be careful, too, guys, because the referees will call a technical pretty easily on that play. He got away with it there.
It's stolen by Davis. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Smith's running. Good on the shot.
Now, they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Here's Morris on the money from 12 feet away. Morris has got his first points of the night. Knocks it loose. And Howard, here we go. Offensive rebound. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Hornets lead by 18.
The Lakers. The NBA season.
While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Hi, guys. Looking at the Hornets, it's been an uncontainable game from their point guard off the bench. You have to look at their bench as to why this team is so far out in front, and he has led the way for the second unit. A complete effort from the entire roster.
Thank you, Doris. And it's almost that secret ingredient we've seen here tonight. He gave them a big-time boost when they needed it.
Yeah, something lit a fire under him, obviously, because as soon as he came in the game, he had a major impact. Maybe he's campaigning for a job in the starting lineup, but either way, he's really something.
Guys, it remains to be seen whether or not he can keep this up going forward, but clearly he's shown the capability of having big performances. So
with Howard sitting on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. The star-studded backcourt of Nash and Kobe. Antoine.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
The defense caught dozing off that time.
Those open dunks, pretty high percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to miss many of those. I mean, this is really a poor defensive effort.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. Nash drawing the double team. And World Peace kicks to Gasol. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
You know, the dunk was great, but I didn't care for that interior defense there, guys. It was non-existent.
You're right, Clark. You know, it was way too easy. I don't think the coach liked it either. Look at him. Look at that face.
It doesn't get much easier than that. They have got to tighten up their defense. That was embarrassing.
Pass to Anderson. Back to Smith. Tipped. Stolen by Jamison. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
Now, remember, he did make a three-pointer in the first half, so we'll see if he can find the range here in the second.
The Hornets leading by 16. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the New Orleans Hornets. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Phoenix game turns out for sure.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. You know, big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Davis comes in for Jason Smith. And it's Vasquez in for Rivers. And the Lakers also making a switch. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Meta World Peace. Jamison kicks to Howard. 17-foot shot on the way. And Gasol gets it to go.
And hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
Dishes it to Vasquez. The three. And good on the basket. Book it. Vasquez has got 25 points in the game. And, Steve, to follow up on your point, the whole aspect of Hollywood has always been a big lure for the Lakers as far as recruiting Clark free agents.
We've seen it over the years with all the big names they've gotten assigned in free agency. No doubt about it, the Lakers are still one of those destination teams for a lot of players in the league.
Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And Nash, here we go. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Here is Vasquez. And here's Gordon. Down low. Takes it right up. Vasquez, that's good. Vasquez has got 27 points. Lakers trailed by 17. Nash kicks to World Peace. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Aminu's got his third rebound tonight. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
Big game for the Hawks today, guys. You know, their fans are hoping they can pull that one out. And the foundation of his game is really his great shooting and rebounding ability. He's a guy who has a soft touch for a big man. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, for a guy who spends a lot of time out beyond the arc, he does a surprisingly good job in the offensive glass. Another reason he's able to score at a high level. Here's Kobe, and that one's good. He's got 23.
I like it. He could have gone for the forced finish, but opted instead for kind of the nice, smooth finger roll. I like it.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. That's good. That's 12 points for Anthony Davis.
Well done, finishing that one off.
Lakers trailed by 19. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Over Vasquez. And Kobe the bucket with the assist by Nash. And now it's up to 25 points for Kobe Bryant. Here is Vasquez, defended by Nash. For three. Vasquez can't get it to go. Lakers have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50% gets it to go.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Gordon dishes to Anderson. Right side Davis. And the rebound goes to Howard. The Lakers have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Vasquez, that's good. Lakers trailed by 15. Timeout called the Lakers.
You know, the question the last few years in New Orleans is, would the Hornets be able to stay just from a financial standpoint? Or would they leave and move to a new city? But that question was answered last year when they signed a new lease, the Hornets did, with the city of New Orleans to stay through the year 2024.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to the team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we put ourselves in the corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Passes it to Gordon. Shoots over Kobe. Buries the easy one. And that's 12 points for Eric Gordon. And just signing that lease, Steve, as you mentioned, really a big commitment to the city. 2024, that's amazing. And Clark, it really helps reaffirm the bond between the team and certainly the city.
Exactly. It can be hard to grow attached to a team. You know, so much of a fan's attachment is emotional, but you need to know how long they're going to be around. And that was really good news for Hornets fans when they signed that lease.
Here's Vasquez. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And this one's pretty much wrapped up.
And they know it. I mean, took care of business. Chalk it up as a W, Steve.
Backing down is Howard. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
And you got to love what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands in this game.
Lakers trailed by 19. Here's Kobe. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Kobe's got 16 points here in the second half.
What a finish with that hoop. But you think about the Lakers a year ago, I think the thing that bothered them was they just never could win consistently on the road. They controlled their home court, but on the road it was a different story.
The Lakers making a switch here.
Lakers.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Howard. World Peace comes in for Pau Gasol. Devin Ebanks, he's checked in for Antoine Jameson. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Back to World Peace. And Davis pulls it down. And you look back at last season, and Steve was just touching on it. The Lakers just really had trouble when they left L.A. on the road. They just couldn't bring it together.
Kevin, they ended up with a 15-18 road record on the year. First time in about 5 seasons they haven't had a winning record on the road.
Doesn't look like they're going to take it easy on them down the stretch.
It certainly doesn't look like it. I mean, they're still aggressively attacking the basket and putting up points.
World Peace defended by Anderson. And World Peace kicks to Kobe. With the fadeaway. The rebound by Anderson. They're making this a runaway.
Now, the only question now is how big will this lead eventually become? I mean, this is a blowout.
Rebound the Lakers. One-on-one fast break. Ebanks. Oh, the one-hand jam.
That was a nice, strong one-hand jam there.
Yeah, brought it back and ripped it down.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's nice. Now, this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.